Yeah, I'd say I feel pretty comfortable talking to people I don't know. I just don't really want to.
It's almost too much work sometimes to like have an in-person conversation with someone, or it's just inconvenient because I'm like going to class or running to work because I'm late. It's just like, I don't know, I'd rather not.
Very rarely I'll meet somebody and we hit it off and become friends, especially with guys.
You're kind of like, you're comparing yourself a lot, especially with something like Instagram. You know, everyone's only posting the highlights of their lives.
Yeah, I like very rarely see people approaching strangers.
Especially being a server, people are always on their phones at the table. Like the kids are always on their phones. Like they always have a screen in front of them. And I think that really delays people developmentally.
I think there is definitely a reliance that people have on technology, that people feel safer behind a screen.
It's not that it's not real, because it definitely is real. You're talking to someone, but it's not face to face.
So are you currently in a relationship?
I am.
Yes, I am.
I am currently in a relationship.
I am, yes.
Yeah, a 2.5-year relationship.
Yeah, I am.
Are either of you currently in a relationship?
No.
No.
I met my significant other first year in the dorms, and then we were friends at first, and after we became friends, we started dating, and now we've been dating for 3 years.
We actually met on Hinge, which is a dating app.
I actually met him at work and just kind of hit it off. I met him on Hinge.
Have you ever used a dating app like before you and your boyfriend started?
Yeah, but it was not for dating.
I think it definitely helped boost my confidence a lot. I feel like that was mainly one of the reasons why I got it. Not to like boost my confidence, but just to see, you know, like I was out of a previous relationship. So I was like, let's just see what happens.
It just wasn't for me. I felt like the girls that I was meeting on there weren't authentic, and who they were. It was kind of trying to be someone that they weren't.
Yeah, I was trying to meet people. It was easier online because I'm kind of an introverted person, and it's hard for me to approach somebody in public, I'd say. So it's a lot easier online, I guess.
It's all different, you know, you meet the right person, you meet the right person.
Yeah, no, literally, I think boredom is the key word. It was all out of boredom.
I feel like that's why a lot of people do it. They jump on, they're like, oh, I'm bored, or I need some excitement.
Social media plays a much larger role in society nowadays. So dating is a completely different game than when it was 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Do you feel comfortable striking up conversation with someone you don't know?
I don't usually necessarily go on my way to talk to people out on the blue. I mean, maybe sometimes, like if I see something that I'm like interested in and they're doing, maybe I'll like comment about it in short conversation, but not typically.
I do, yeah.
Not as much as Jack, but I guess in social settings, I will introduce myself, if that's what you're asking.
Like, I love networking and meeting new people. Like, I've done that in my internships the last couple of years. But if it's just like a random interaction that has just like zero consequences and zero benefits, but also like, I don't know, no net gain and no net loss, I just don't do it.
Most of the time, like I hate to say it, but if people are random guys come up to me and strike a conversation and I don't know them, I think they're weird. So when I go on walks, I try not to go on my phone, and I look around and I see that everyone else is on their phone. And so I feel like it really takes away that face-to-face interaction. And I just feel like people got a little bit more socially awkward and like not really knowing how to approach these situations with increasing cell phone use as well.
I think that technology has made communication skills a lot worse. Honestly, a lot worse. There's people that only communicate via text, email, even like Zoom.
Not saying everyone, but I feel like some people could spend all day just like texting, like just hiding almost.
You definitely have a lot more entertainment like in the palm of your hand, so it can be easy to just, you know, stay home and scroll rather than like going out and doing stuff with people. And I think it consumes less energy to just go on your phone. When you're seeing everything on a screen, you're not really experiencing real life with it. And I guess seeing other people do things through a screen that you're not doing kind of makes you feel lonely.
I feel like it leads to more isolation because you're seeing this life that isn't real, but you're comparing yourself to that, and you think of your life as being lesser in a sense.
I think some people get a little too consumed in technology, and then that becomes like their whole life, and they become kind of like a recluse because of that.
I remember this word being introduced in like Comms 101, specifically freshman year, but like speaking extemporaneously. I think that we're losing the ability to do that. And it's so much easier to, like you said, like revise something that we've written like over and over again until it comes out in like the perfect way.
I think there is definitely a reliance that people have on technology. That people feel safer behind a screen. They don't want to, if they're worried about saying something, they just do it through their phone rather than in person. That people breaking up over text, it's a scary thing, so people don't want to do it. Or all those people that are like post not like hate comments or that like kind of shit on people online. I doubt they do it in person. They just do it on their phone.
I feel like especially in the past, people used to probably approach people a lot more at a coffee shop or on the beach or anything, but now it's just a lot harder because people are scrolling, on their phones a lot. It's always online, I guess, nowadays, and they're kind of just used to that.
I feel like nowadays, not a lot of people understand the work that it takes to put into a relationship. And so it's just like that constant, and it kind of goes with the theme. It's the phone, instant gratification.
I feel like it's just way harder to like meet new people, like meet new romantic partners now. And it's gotten to a point where I feel like I'm thinking my mom's generation, more and more of them are hopping on dating apps to like meet people.
With a dating app, it's kind of set up and you know what you're going into and you know why you're going into the situation or like why you're hanging out with this person. So you already know what the atmosphere is going to be like. Like you already know that they're kind of interested in that you're interested in them, versus I feel like organically you don't know what type of a person they are. And I feel like Hinge kind of gives you a platform where you can kind of get to know a little bit about them before.
I mean, I know friends that are in very successful relationships and use the app, for what it's meant to be used for. And I think people will continue to use it for the right reasons. But yeah, I definitely think like it's a great tool if you're using it for what it's made for.
In all these apps, there's a lot of people that you can talk to if you want to. And especially on Hinge, it isn't just about your looks. It's about like the prompts that you put. And then you could talk to them about these prompts. You actually are supposed to hang out with this person like in person in real life.
You might be getting, you get booster validation or whatever that is, but that's a short-term feeling. That's not a real connection. It's not something that's going to develop you further as a person.
Are you excluding the people who have, like your brother and his wife?
Yeah, I still think that we just shouldn't have dating apps.
In situations like college, when people are young, it might be more necessary just because people are so consumed by media. But I think that as we grow older, I think that people meet more organically, like in job settings.
I have this great relationship that I would not have if it wasn't for these apps. So
the world is isolating. It's just like, it's too much work, or people just aren't interested in having these like in-person conversations.
Unless I have like mutual connections or I'm in a class with someone or work with someone, I feel like it's kind of hard to strike a connection.
I feel like the dating game has evolved to where it allows people to meet other people that they wouldn't have met in a social setting. Technology should be used for the better, in my opinion. Like it can be used for dating, and that it definitely has a high ceiling for people to meet other people for long-term relationships.
My grandparents, their second marriages, met on Match.com.
Wow.
My mom and stepdad met on Match.com. Wow. They're divorced now though, so
Do you know any couples that met online?
My brother met his wife.
Oh, my sister met her husband on Match.com, and they are still married.
So you're saying it's not the technology itself, it's the intent behind the use?
Yes, exactly. A perfect world where everyone used it correctly. I think a lot of people would find success finding someone worth a real connection and someone you want to spend the rest of your life with.
I think that in-person interaction is really important. And if people use these apps like they're supposed to, I think they could be great tools to bring people together.